everyone spoke about Danielle swearing on her kids.
And she just sat there and was like, yeah, I swear on my kids. Interesting.
Was she lying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she swore on her kids?
Yes.
Whoa.
Would you swear on us?
Huh?
I bet she would. All right, stoners, we're rolling.
We are.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm a little tired today because Tish's fire alarm went off in the middle of the night and woke me up. And I had a really hard time going back to sleep. And she laughed at me.
I mean, I don't understand why it did that.
I thought for sure Dom was cooking. It was like midnight. And I went to bed at like 9:50. And at midnight it went off. And I was like, Dom is fucking cooking a steak or something. But I texted you and you were like, nope, all good over here.
Yeah.
Was it just your fire alarm too?
Yeah, just over here in the guest house. So let's make an introduction because then let's get back into a little bit.
Sounds great. Very exciting today. We have not one guest, but two.
Yes.
And no offense, Dylan, but I'm kind of liking guest number 2 a little better.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You're probably used to that.
Yeah, he's my shadow.
I mean, like, I'm obsessed with him.
So sweet. But we have Dylan Efron on the podcast today, fresh off of your winning stint on Traitors, which is so exciting.
Wait, you won?
You won.
Yeah. One of 4 though.
Dead.
1 of 4. I didn't win alone.
She knows nothing. She's like,
I didn't even hear of that show until yesterday.
oh, well,
So I'm like out of it, but I can't wait to watch.
gotta
you would
start.
like it. You'd be good at it.
Would I?
Yeah, because you're a good liar.
Yeah, I am.
You should definitely watch. It's one of those that like it's still niche. It's only streaming, but everyone that starts it gets hooked. And
Oh my
it's
gosh.
fun.
It's won Emmys. It's like
yeah,
doing
just one.
really
Yeah,
well.
it did.
Really? Okay, who like thought up this show? Is it?
Okay, well, whoever thought it didn't really think it because I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I played a game called Mafia
Yep.
at like church and stuff.
Yep. It's so
and you
fun.
get a group together and it's literally the same. It's like 2 people are mafia, everyone else is a townsperson, and someone narrates and you go to sleep, close your eyes, and people kill each other off and try to guess who's doing it.
Yes.
So
and-
it's essentially they took that and made it a show.
Exactly. And that's why I was so familiar with it. Like I've
Because
been
you
playing
played
that
it.
game traveling like since I was a kid.
Really?
I already knew like I knew the strategies going into it, but it's like that game finishes in an hour. This is a month in Scotland. So.
That is wild. So you did this for a month?
Yeah. And if you make it to the end, you're there for a month.
Wow.
Wells might have been there a week.
R.I.P. Wells didn't make it past episode 2.
Was he on your season?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only one season?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the 3rd season. First season was definitely like the pilot in a way. Like they had half celebrities, half normal. And it was like they were figuring it out. Second season got really good. That won an Emmy. And then 3rd season, they just keep getting better. So
Wow.
I feel like this one was like the most watched of all 3.
it was.
Well, a lot of people maybe are just starting to know about it.
I think they're also just getting really good people now. Like I think people want to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I remember this might be a tea that I'm not supposed to spill, but I feel like Wells got asked to do season 2 and turned it down.
Yeah.
Did he tell you that?
I wouldn't be surprised at
And
all.
because he was like, I don't know. And then season 2 did really well. And then on season 3, they asked him again. And he was like, yeah, I want to do it.
Oh, so he's done it twice?
No, he got asked for season 2 and said no.
got it.
Apparently, supposedly.
I believe it. I think Johnny Bananas has been asked multiple times. I think they do try to.
Yeah.
They stick to the people they want.
But now I think people want to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
I'm telling
amazing.
you, Tizzle. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get on that.
I know. So we'll get into that a little bit more. So introduce us to our other guest here.
This is Bowie.
Bowie.
Yeah, I've had him for about 4 years now.
Oh.
And he pretty much goes everywhere with me because I have that big van that you guys see.
Yes.
So it's a glorified dog bed now.
Of course.
And yeah, he literally just goes everywhere.
It's funny because Molly has one just like it. That's
Did
parked.
you see it parked over here?
It's
No, I
parked.
didn't.
So Molly actually has a van just like that, and she got it for her dogs when
Yeah.
she's on set.
Oh, it's the best.
So that's exactly it's literally for a dog bed.
But this is your daily driver, right?
it's my daily driver.
How do you park that in LA?
it's pretty small.
You'd be
Have
impressed.
you tried to parallel park in Beverly Hills?
Well, that's
There's no
true.
chance.
My girlfriend says it's the hottest thing I do is how I can park that car. so no, I'm
that
just
is-
showing off.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I do feel like you could probably. She's a good
I
parker.
think I could park it. Yeah.
Yeah, she loves to back into a spot and show off.
I really do. Yeah, I love a good van like that.
It's the best because I do go on. If I'm in LA for over a week, I'm going on a road trip.
Yeah.
I'm going to Joshua Tree or the desert. So It just makes it easy.
Now, do you actually use the amenities like the shower and the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've never, like, we had ours for so long and we never once used the bathroom or the shower.
So I stripped it down because I lived in it for a couple months and I've realized what I really need. Like the toilet was the first thing to go. Because like, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but like girls need toilets more than guys in a way.
For sure.
Yeah.
So when I'm living in there, I'm like, dude, I'm never gonna use this toilet and clean it out. Like I'm gonna open the door and just pee on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So like the toilet was the first thing that went. I still have the shower, which I use. The sink I use a ton.
Yeah.
And then I got rid of the stove. I had a little stove and I didn't really use that. I used the microwave.
See, I would use that to make coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like cold brew. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. Men really don't need toilets. My boyfriend chooses to go out on his balcony and pee every morning, even though the bathroom's right there.
That is
absolutely
like
the best part of being a guy.
The bathroom's closer, and he's like, no, I like to piss off the balcony in the morning and look at my backyard, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, peeing off of high ledges, peeing in the grass. It's the best.
It is hilarious.
So funny.
Nothing better.
That's too good. All right, well, let's get back into Traitors a little bit.
Yes, let's do.
I'm so curious. Like, okay, I watched the whole thing. Wells forced me to start watching it, but then I got hooked once he got voted off, and I was like, I'm gonna keep watching this, and we're gonna keep talking about it every week. But I'm so curious to hear about your game a little bit because I couldn't decide if you were doing a really good job of like playing dumb, and I felt like you knew Boston Rob was a traitor, but you just played dumb like he wasn't, so that you guys could be homies and he would keep you around. Did you have an idea that these people were traitors like Danielle, or were you totally blindsided?
No, the most straightforward answer is I did not know Boston Rob was a traitor.
Really?
And I didn't know Danielle was a traitor till right before, like the morning of the chess game.
Oh my gosh.
So like a lot of the edit makes me look really smart, and I do think towards the end I had the best strategy, but I was not flawless.
You weren't scheming.
No, this game is hard. So like I got lucky with Bob the Drag Queen, and then that kind of made it look like I was really smart. I was led astray. It's there's 23 people, so it's like it's really hard to get everything right.
Right.
But my defense with the Boston Rob stuff. So I'm getting to the castle and I'm watching Deal or No Deal Island. I've watched Survivor as a kid. I'm watching Deal or No Deal Island, and he always takes rookies really far. Like people say Boston Rob's a villain, and you like to get him out immediately. Like the people that he trusts, he keeps to the end and then tries to betray them at the end. So like that was my strategy. I didn't want to go against him. I want to be buddy with him, and it worked out. So I think when we would get to the end game, that's when I would have started looking at him. But until then, I'm looking at it like an alliance.
Yeah.
I want to have as many alliances as I can and trust as many people as I can.
Yeah. Was there anybody in the beginning that you were like convinced was a traitor that turned out not to be?
It was definitely Gabby.
Gabby.
Yeah.
You really thought she was,
I really thought Gabby was. Yeah. And it honestly, like it's probably just like, if anything, it's a compliment and then a little bit of misjudging on my part. It was the same as Wells. Like Wells, I wanted to work with, but he's so capable of being a traitor.
Totally.
Like he could totally do it.
Yeah.
So you look at people like that, and I looked at Gabby and I'm like, Gabby's really smart. She's friends with everybody. I think she's capable of doing this. So that was more where it came from. Sorry, Bowie.
Fine.
I just don't want
to come over here.
I don't want him to smell the dog.
Hi, Bono. You're so handsome.
Okay.
So cute.
Come here, Boo. All right. So yeah, I just went down that rabbit hole. With Gabby, it had to do with Bob the Drag Queen. Bob the Drag Queen and her were really close. So I was watching them together, being like, oh, they're working together. And then it just like confirmation bias. It just kept feeding towards her being a traitor. And I was just completely wrong.
Wow.
So from day one, is there a certain amount of traitors and a certain amount of not?
Yes, but they don't tell you how many there are, right?
Yeah. And you'll never really know how many there are. They change the rules at the end, so you still don't know.
Yeah. And then the thing, because I'd never seen it, so I didn't know, like almost to the end, they let the traitors that are left recruit a new traitor, like all the way into the season. So it's somebody that like you could have trusted the whole time and been so sure they were faithful, and then they could get recruited, and that would throw like a whole new spin on it.
Oh
you know?
My gosh.
So that's the biggest thing from when you're watching. When you're watching, you always want the faithfuls to go after a traitor. Like that but then the show and like the higher concept people like Boston Rob and Wes, they're like, there's actually no advantage to get a traitor out, because as soon as you get one out, they recruit someone new. So
Got it.
So there's a lot of meta strategies and stuff, and that's where people are like, you were keep holding on to Boston Rob the whole time, like knowing he was a traitor but not saying anything. Like the good gamers will do that.
That does make sense.
Because as soon as they recruit someone new, it could be someone that like me. Like if it, like once I got Bob the drag queen, everyone knew I was a faithful. They could have recruited me, and then I could have just gone to the end.
I know. Part of me wanted them to recruit you.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
Because everyone loved you so much. And they were like, sweet Dylan, like he's the most faithful. I was like, it would be too good if Dylan was a traitor.
And even if you're a traitor, you can still win, because it's just about who lies the best.
Well, so the whole goal is, for the traitors especially, is to end up being the last one standing. And whoever's the last one standing gets the prize money, which my only complaint about the show is like, I didn't feel like anyone cared too much about the money.
Yeah.
And so then you just kind of lose incentive of like, what's the point of the challenges or whatever they're called and all that. But yeah, you want to be the last one standing and win it all. But Dylan was a faithful. So it was you and three others.
Yeah, we finished with 4 of us.
Yeah. So they all split the prize money at the
Got
end.
it.
But yeah, if you're a traitor and you're the last one standing, you get it all and you win everything.
So if I was very close to getting recruited, and if I would have, it would have been... There's a chance I would have won all the money, $250K.
Yeah,
that's great.
So that's why it would have been cool.
She's like, that's a new van.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
But then at the end, rather than like we had a happy ending, we all won it together, I would have had to look them in the eyes and betrayed them and be like, I'm sorry, guys.
You don't think you could have done it?
I could have. It would have sucked. Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering. I was like, I wonder if Dylan could do it. I wonder if he could lie to everyone's faces.
Oh my gosh. So how many ended up winning?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the guy in the royal family? Ivar. He literally said like 2 words the whole season. He flew under the radar. He put in the least amount of effort, and he ended up being one of the winners.
Yeah.
I would think that might be the way to do it.
I mean, it definitely could be, but I feel like Wells was trying to do that in a way, like fly under the radar, and it bit him in the ass.
No, but Wells can't help but talk. I think.
It's very true.
And he just spoke. It was one dumb conversation with Robin that spun out of control. He didn't do anything wrong. He really didn't. He was actually made a good point, and then she misinterpreted it, and he was like, "No, like you're misunderstanding me." And that's all it took. Like,
that is so funny. Wells. Okay, here's a question, because Wells was saying on our podcast that there's a lot of time where you guys are together where cameras aren't rolling. And are you guys told not to really talk about the game when cameras aren't on?
Absolutely, we can't. Yeah, because we're all mic'd up.
That would be so tempting.
Yeah, but that's
also,
also
you stay mic.
Yeah, so you all try.
What do you guys talk about?
Life, and that's where we all get like close. Is like, even though Wells was only there for an episode, like I still feel like I got to know him really well, because most of my downtime I'm chatting with him about golf,
right?
About, like, we have a lot of similar interests.
So the thing about Wells where I think he went wrong, and he admitted this, he was like, when the cameras aren't rolling, he was like, I just like kind of like flipped a switch. You know, he's used to being on TV sets where it's like when the camera's rolling, you're on, and when they're not, you're like on your phone doing your thing. And he said that he thought everyone really like took the way he was off camera as him being kind of like two-faced and like, you know what I mean? Like, you're one way on camera and you're another way off camera. Like, what's the deal?
Got it.
But he was like, no, I'm just used to being on set, and like I turn it on when they're rolling and I shut it off when we're not. You know?
No,
totally.
That's absolutely, gameplay's still going on off camera, because like that's my opportunity to get to know. There's 23 people here. Like, it's my opportunity to get to know them. So I'm talking to Bob the drag queen about life and like trying to understand what it's like when the cameras are off. Just like, because when the cameras are on, it's so limited. You have 45 minutes to talk strategy. So this is your chance to really get to know people.
Wow. That sounds amazing, though. I have to start watching it.
You'll love
I really do think you would like it. Okay, so the round table, when we watch it on TV, it seems like it's very quick. How long do you guys actually get to sit there and argue with each other?
30 minutes to an hour.
That's pretty long.
Yeah, and it just depends on how much we're talking and how good it is.
Are there times where it's just silent and no one knows what to say?
Yeah.
That would be so awkward.
Sierra's vote. Sierra's vote was very much unanimous. It was probably our fastest round table.
Oh, so even if you figure it out, they make you sit there?
And it was just quiet. Yeah.
That is crazy.
But they'll maybe a couple minutes, and then they realize like, look, our decisions are made, and then Alan will step in and be like, all right, let's wrap this up. So
Do you ever feel, did you watch the whole show back?
yeah.
You did. Did you feel like they cut anything out during the roundtables that you felt like would have changed the audience's perspective of what was going on?
The biggest one, and it's out there, that's why I can say it, but it was the swearing on the kids because it was such a I'm not calling it a minor moment, but for like the show, it was a major moment. So that was referred to almost at every roundtable. Everyone spoke about Danielle swearing on her kids.
And she just sat there and was like, yeah, I swear on my kids.
Yeah. And she was just saying, look, it was a vulnerable moment. And like, she would have to explain what happened over and over. So that happened at almost every roundtable. So any reference to that got cut out. So there was a lot of context with that discussion that people didn't get to see.
Interesting.
All the way. Yeah. Yeah.
And she swore on her kids.
Yes. This was the one big like scandal I feel like that came out of the whole thing. Like she made it almost to the end. Like they got her out like right before the end. Like, and everybody I think was like, she wasn't very likable like on the show. And so it's like, you really don't want Danielle to win. She like wasn't really playing a good game strategy wise and was kind of making stupid decisions from my perspective. And it's like, she cannot win, you know?
Yeah.
But then like when people started doing press about it afterwards, they were like, yeah, she like swore on her kids. So we all believed her, but she was lying.
Whoa.
Would you swear on us?
No.
In a game, though.
I bet she would.
No, not in the game. Not even in a game. I would not do it.
and the backstory, I guess, is apparently she didn't like offer up the information. It was Dolores said like, no, I swear on my kids. So then she was like, look, you're playing a traitor. This is a multi-million-dollar show. She can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to swear on my kids. Like it would have raised flags. Right. So she did it kind of like, yeah, I got to swear on my kids now. So I'm going to do it. So like, I understand her side of it, but like, again, it was every roundtable, even once she left with me and Brittany going at it, the final roundtable, that was like a moment because I'm calling her a traitor. And she's like, you really think I would have sworn on my kids? And I was like, no, I think you were recruited. I think you were faithful when you swore on your kids. And she's like, well, thanks for giving me that. Yeah. But like it made it into every roundtable.
Interesting. That is so crazy. Okay, my other random question about it is the outfits on this show crack me up. Like everyone is in theme. So they shoot in Ireland, Scotland. And
are you kidding?
The whole thing goes on in a castle. So it's very like themed. And so everyone's wardrobe is very theatrical. Do they encourage that? Do they tell you ahead of time? Like, hey, pack clothes that, are giving, I don't know, Scottish countryside royalty.
Yeah, very much so. But you have to remember, this is my first show. So like, I'm not used to this stuff.
Like, I don't have
all those clothes. Yeah.
So, I mean, who does?
Everyone else did.
Yeah. So like Ion, Bob the Drag Queen, Chriselle, like people who've been in the industry, they got 10 killer outfits. And that's the hard part.
Even
is like
Gabby looked
Gabby, she's a veteran. Yeah.
Tom.
And so imagine like Gabby's outfit that she wore at the end, the one that looked like a suit hanger.
Yeah, like a suit.
Yeah, like she loved that. And that was like one of her favorites. She wouldn't have got a chance to wear it if she didn't make it to episode 10.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part is like Wells had 10 killer outfits.
I'm sure
and he got to choose one.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you plan your outfits ahead or were you like, I'm just going to do it?
My prep, like I prepped strategy. That's it. I didn't like throwing together outfits the week before. It was like sweaters, all my camping stuff pretty much, like my cold weather outfits. So I was in sweaters and Birkenstocks the whole season. But people didn't mind.
Like that dress normal.
Yeah.
Everybody else was there were crazy hats. I was like, is this the Kentucky Derby? Like, I'm so confused about the hats.
Danielle's hats,
Extravagant hats. It was very strange.
That's cool though.
Yeah, it was cool.
It is.
So also, some of the challenges were pretty gnarly. You do challenges every episode too.
Okay.
And the goal of the challenges are like to get money for the prize fund or whatever. The first one that I would have absolutely been like, gotta go, peace out, no amount of money, is the one with all like the bugs and shit like falling on. They had to like put their hands in a box full of like bugs and crawling things.
Would never.
And then they dumped them on them. And like, obviously you're a boy and probably didn't care about any of it.
No.
But these girls,
I would
stood there and did it.
I would not.
I would.
Do you have to?
I don't know. Do you?
No, because Chriselle, was it Chriselle?
Chriselle was the only one. Like she tried it, and then like 2 seconds, she was like, "I cannot."
Chriselle was just like, "Nope."
But everyone else like actually did it. I was so shocked. I was like, that would have literally been the nail in the coffin.
I want to ask Chriselle too, because that was the episode that Chriselle got sent home.
Oh.
So I'm curious if she could go back,
if she'd do it over,
if she would have done it.
I'd be like, no amount.
No, I'd be like, see ya.
Zero amount. And then the other one was the helicopter thing.
Oh, so fun.
Like everyone
Those are the two best missions.
Oh, you're so nuts. Everyone seemed very chill about it.
Yeah.
Were they?
No, the girls were kind of scared.
You couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
Like even Gabby, who seemed the most nervous. I mean, I would have been freaking out. They hung them from a helicopter. Like how long was the line? It was
pretty long.
Like long. Like
pretty long.
Like
You
100
had
feet.
to do it?
Yeah. And I remember Gabby was like, nope, I'm not doing this. And it was like, I like pushing people out of their comfort zone. I do it when I'm rock climbing with new people and stuff like that. So she did the classic, like, nope, I'm not doing it. But like she was gonna do it. She just had to get it out of her system, say like, nope, I'm not doing this. And it's like, fine, I'll do it.
And even that some of the housewives did it.
Yeah.
At least one of them,
Yeah,
right?
Dolores,
So nice.
Brittany
like
did
these
it.
like not that they're old, but like older women, like not adventurous types, are out here hanging off the helicopters doing these stuff. I would have been like, nope,
Yeah,
no,
no
like send me
thanks.
The
home.
worst part is that harness went like straight into our junk. So it was like a wedgie for
That sounds
10
terrible.
minutes in
It
the
was
middle of
pretty
spin.
insane.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'm just like shocked that they paid for the insurance for that. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
know.
too.
Yeah, I actually was
Because that
too.
had to be hefty.
What does this stream on? Hulu?
Peacock?
Peacock.
It's
Really?
It's a Peacock show, yeah.
Because that's
Wow.
going into the show, that's where I thought I was going to thrive, was like the athletic stuff. I'm like, this is why they're going to keep me around. So I was waiting for the swimming missions. Like I wanted them to be like, oh, we need to keep Dylan because he's going to win
good.
us the money.
Yeah.
But I never really had that chance to like show it off.
Right.
And like maybe a few of the missions in the beginning.
Well, again, I feel like no one really cared about the money enough, you know? So I do feel like that's kind of the one thing they could improve upon with it. I'm sure like if they had normal like regular people on there, like maybe that would change.
Right.
But celebrities,
Yeah,
don't
you
care.
see it with the UK. The UK season, there's a lot more crying. There's a lot more like, we need this money. And it's a different show because of it.
I bet.
Mhm. Well, it sounds like you need to go on Special Forces,
Yeah, that would be fun.
right?
Yeah,
like, is that a show you would like to do?
I think so.
I think you'd be good at that.
like more like I would just sign up for the experience of anything just because I love all that stuff.
Mhm.
Like jump off a bridge, jump onto a helicopter, like that stuff I would just do in my free time. So
Okay, now does Bowie get to come with you on these things?
Yeah, he does.
Was he on the show or no?
No, he didn't come to Traitors. I wish, because Alan brings Lala. He
I
has his dog in
know.
every scene. Every time I saw Lala, I'm like, oh my God, I'm homesick.
He's probably asleep. Why didn't he get to come?
They just don't let him. Yeah, it's
Scotland.
strict.
It might have been
Yeah.
a little
Yeah, you probably have to.
quarantine.
We don't get our phones. We don't get anything.
That I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do.
It was
What'd you do in your free time?
watch daytime TV. So like I watched so much Frasier, which is the worst of the bunch. I watched Everybody Loves Raymond, which is actually incredible. Like
It is.
it's really good.
So were you bored out of your mind
I
when
was
you
so
were?
bored. Like when Love Island, it was maybe like week 4 or 5. Love Island UK was like first episode of the new season's out. Oh, I was so excited. I'm like, finally, there's something new to watch.
Oh my god! Do you like to read? Did you bring books or anything?
No.
No, I would just bring a bunch of books, I guess. But that would be hard for a whole month.
Yeah, I had like one strategy book that I was like, there's no chance I'm reading this. I don't know why I thought I would do that.
That is crazy.
That is wild.
All right, you guys, let's be honest. I'm old now. I've literally been talking about this too much lately. And if I drink alcohol, it takes me days to recover.
You did say that.
It's why I've cut back so much, truly, because I need like a solid 48 hours to just lay in bed and rot if I'm going to drink alcohol. It's terrible. But I have found a really great solution because sometimes you want to be able to have a couple drinks, but also like make it to work the next day. Or for me, make it out to see the horses and be functional enough to ride.
Yeah.
So you guys, check this out. Z-Biotics makes this pre-alcohol probiotic drink. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. This is how it works. You have to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night, okay? When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct, not the dehydration that's to blame for rough days after drinking. So no matter how much water or how much electrolytes you drink, the alcohol is still going to be doing some damage. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down, and that is the genius of this product. So when I go to Vegas, I'll be packing my Z-Biotic.
And I was going to say, these little bottles make it so easy to pack and take along with you.
Yeah, they're small enough to fit in your carry-on.
Totally.
Honestly, it's so genius.
It truly is.
We have an offer for the stoners that want to try this out. Mother, would you like to tell them where they can?
Yes, you can go to zbiotics.com/sorrywe'recyrus to learn more and get 15% off of your first order when you use Sorry We're Cyrus at checkout. So Z-Biotics is backed. I love this. I talk about it all the time. I love 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason at all, they'll give you your money back. No questions asked. So remember to head to zbiotics.com/sorrywe'recyrus and use code sorrywe'recyrus at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring this podcast.
And our good times. All right, you guys, we've all set health goals before, but without a plan, it can be really challenging to stick to it. I've also always heard so much about fasting and how good it is for you, but that to me is just so overwhelming. So we have something to share with you guys. It's called Prolon, and it's a 5-day fasting mimicking diet. So you're not eating nothing at all. And this Gen 5-day program delivers the same science-backed benefits in a cleaner, more convenient, and more flavorful format.
What I love is that Prolon is plant-based nutrition because I don't like to eat meat very much.
We know.
It's a program that features soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. I love that.
Love that. It's developed over decades at USC's Longevity Institute and backed by top U.S. medical centers. Prolon has been shown to support biological age reduction. We love it. Metabolic health, love that. Skin appearance, fat loss, and energy.
Love that. Again, Next Gen builds on the original Prolon with 100% organic soups and teas, a richer taste, and ready-to-eat meals.
If you guys want to give this a try, for a limited time, you can be first in line to experience the new Next Gen at special savings. Prolon is offering Sorry We're Cyrus listeners 15% off site-wide plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program.
So just visit prolonlife.com/Cyrus, and that's prolonlife.com/Cyrus to claim your 15% discount and your free bonus gift. That's prolonlife.com/Cyrus.
All right, so up until Traitors, what have you done with your life? Because this is the first time anyone's ever seen you on television.
Well, you said he was.
You were on Down to Earth, or just part of?
I was a producer, and I was in some scenes, but yeah, I was very much a producer.
Okay.
Yeah, so my whole background is Zac was the actor in the family. I got into the industry after college and was working at Warner Brothers, but all behind the camera because I was shy. I wasn't the one on stage dancing. I was playing sports. So then when I got in the industry, I was like, oh, producing is pretty cool. Directing is cool. I like videography. That ended up leading to me shooting YouTube, or I was producing my brother's YouTube channel and filming his stuff. And then started working on my own YouTube and my own social media. And I've done a lot of different things. I was writing scripts. I sold some to Lifetime Channel.
There you go. That's
so
cool.
I've always just kind of worn a lot of hats and figured out ways and never been afraid to just jump into something new.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've been doing the last 5 years is social media. And it was one of those things where I was semi-professional triathlete and was dedicating so much of my life to fitness. And then I'm posting on social media my camping trips and my rock climbing. And I'm noticing people like that stuff more than my triathlon. So I was like, all right, let's lean into this. Let's make some new content. I know how to make content from all the stuff I've done on YouTube and stuff. So I just started making high quality, fun content in the outdoors. And that's what I've done the last 5 years. So
that's sick.
I know.
Very cool.
That sounds like something you'd love.
I know. Well, for a sec, I've also kind of worn a lot of hats and done a lot of things. I can relate to you a lot where Miley was always the one that just very much knew she wanted to do music, knew she wanted to act. And it was that's all she thought about and put her all of her energy into. And for me, I was yeah, I'll try music, and yeah, I'll go, be a featured extra on set and do, I'll dabble and try things. And I did things like news correspondence and for red carpets and anything I've tried, But there was like a stint there in between, like I was in a band for a minute and now I DJ, but in the middle, I was like, I don't know what I want to do, but I love to travel. And I had like a decent Instagram following from fashion blogging and just the family and everything.
Right.
And for a few years there, I was going on like some sick trips and just everything free.
Yeah.
Because I would post it, you
She
know?
did,
So,
yeah.
it's so fun.
It was amazing. And I kind of knew, I was like, this is not going to last forever, that people are going to be giving away all this free shit for an Instagram post. So I really like took advantage of it. And
is that kind of slowing down?
major, it's much harder to get like, and now because everyone's got a drone and everyone's got like, they can make such great content. And like, unless you're on that level, they're not just going to do it for an Instagram post anymore, you know?
And it's quality. Like you have to do it well.
Yes,
that's
it is definitely an art form.
It is.
Yeah.
I feel like now everything has to be quality or people don't watch it.
Yeah. But that was always my thing. Like, I think to what you were saying, like maybe it's a deep down insecurity too, is when you don't have that thing that, oh, I'm an actor, oh, I'm a singer. But I think that's also like one of the joys of life is being able to learn a bunch of new things, because every skill translates to the next job you have. So like, I love the fact that I've always switched it up. I'm always learning. And like, yeah, now I'm going to be known as the Traitors guy, but it's like, no, I love all those other jobs that I've done. Like, I don't want a hat that's my job. I'm that guy that like will always chase experiences, and I'm going to put experiences over money, whether that's traveling, whether that's learning a new skill. I'm always going to prioritize that.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, really. Like I mean, at this point, like I guess I am like full-time DJing, and that's what pays my bills, and I do love it, but it's not what gets me out of bed in the morning. And at the end of the day, like I still want to be able to go home and ride my horses every day, and if I can't do that, then it's not worth DJ. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
So I'm kind of similar in that way, and it's a catch-22, because I feel like in some ways, if I did put my all into it and it is what got me out of bed in the morning, I'd probably be a lot further along in that career. Maybe I'd make more money and whatever, but I just value the time at home and the time riding my horses and the time with my friends and family and stuff over that. Yeah. And I don't think one is wrong.
No,
you know, like Miley eats, sleeps, and breathes what she does, and she loves it. And I think that that's amazing. And I think it's also okay that I want to do a bunch of things and not just one thing.
Yeah, totally.
And she found her passion. She's lucky to be able to pursue that. And it's like, maybe we have a bunch of passions. Maybe we're still finding our ultimate passion. But like for me, maybe it's the ADD in me, but I have a new passion every week. Like I'm obsessed with tennis right now.
I was obsessed with tennis for a second.
Well, I still loved watching it.
Yeah. Watching's fun.
Watching's really fun.
I'm always rather play. Like I want to play.
My husband
everything.
loves to play tennis.
It's fun.
So have you and Zac always been close?
Yeah, we have. Especially like our closest, like growing up, we were just classic little brother, big brother. We'd fight. He was
How far apart in age are you guys?
4.5 years.
Okay.
So like
about the same as Miley.
We didn't go to high school together.
Okay.
But yeah, I always looked up to him as like my big brother. I always thought he was the coolest person in the world. So then when like the world started thinking he was cool, I was like, yeah, of course, he's my big brother.
Yeah, I already knew he was cool.
But then our relationship got really close when I moved to LA after college, because I was working at Warner Brothers, sleeping on an inflatable mattress at his house. So like he really took me under his wing then. And like,
pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll always be grateful for that.
We don't have to talk a ton about it, but I loved Down to Earth. Yeah. Like I think I was its #1 fan.
I loved it.
I'm such a geek about like travel and just like all of it. Did you guys come up with that concept together? Whose idea was Down to Earth? And I just want to hear about like how that came about.
Yeah. So I actually introduced Zac to Darren Olean, which was really cool, because I was out there with Rich Roll and my friend Connor Dwyer, and we met this guy. We had this loose concept of like, how can we incorporate sustainability and travel? And we introduced Zac to Darren, and it just was like, this is it. So then it was just like, that was Zac's production company that really put it together with me. And the original iteration was me and Zac traveling together. So yeah, I'm happy we didn't though. At the time it was like, dang, like it would have been fun.
But what about now?
Now we could.
Yeah.
But at the time I wasn't ready. It was the same thing. It was like, I was shy. I didn't like, I liked being behind and it would have just been about being Zac's little brother.
Totally.
So it wasn't the right thing back then. Like the universe works its way out.
Definitely.
Like it always does. So I loved being a producer on it. it was one of those things where we didn't know what we had. Like it was a new genre. There's never been a format like this before.
And travel shows in general are just kind of hard.
Yeah, especially and like a Netflix sustainability travel show. We thought it was going to be niche. And then I remember I was on a road trip. I think I was rock climbing in Utah. No cell signal, no nothing when it released. And I like opened my phone and it was like my birthday on steroids. Like my phone's just blowing up, being like, you're Netflix #1, all these things. I'm like, oh shit, like I better post about this. Like we just did something good. And it was so cool to see everybody's reception of it because we didn't know. We didn't think it was going to be big.
It was so cool. So the first season was it all ice? No, it was different locations.
Different
right?
locations, yeah.
And then season 2 was all Australia.
Yeah. And I think the locations was a big draw.
Oh, for sure.
But we shot the second one during COVID. So Australia was open at that time. So we went straight from like I was in the beach in LA. I couldn't leave my home. Flew to Australia. We did the 15-day quarantine. But then we walked out of the hotel and it was normal life. And it was
that's because they were so strict about people coming in and out. I think
it was such a trip, like walking through crowds after all of California's COVID,
and everybody was terrified and actually was being completely crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
You guys did so many sick things on both those seasons. Is there one that stands out to you where you were like, that experience was just like the ultimate? Like, so
the
sickening?
Costa Rica episode was fun.
Yeah, that one.
That one. I don't. Have you seen The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio?
I went so long ago.
So,
I need to revisit it.
It's such a good movie.
It's a great movie.
It was literally that scene. Like our crew's only like 10 people. We show up in this boat. We have no idea where we're going. And then it was just like these hippies on the beach start waving. I think some of the girls were topless. We're like, are they waving at us? And we just got accepted into this like this is the wrong word, but it felt to us at the time like it was almost a commune. And it was like, what is going on? These people just live on the island. They're so happy. We're all holding hands, saying what our favorite fruit is. It was such a bizarre, and like half the crew is like kind of like geeky computer people that are like, dude, I want to leave. This is weird. And then there's the half like me that's like skinny dipping his shirt off and be like, I found my people. It was such a fun couple days.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That is really cool. Is there talk of a season 3?
I don't think so for Down to Earth, but we have another show in mind with someone that was on season 2.
Okay.
We have the pilot shot for that.
Okay.
So
it's a totally different show?
Totally different show.
Okay.
But that one we're working on, it's looking like it's going to shoot later this year.
Okay.
And then Zach and I it would be fun to do a show together.
Yeah,
so we're still thinking about it.
Well, if you guys do season 3 of Down to Earth, I always said that show needed some female energy, and I thought I would be a great co-host with Zach.
You would.
You guys just let me know if you want to do season 3. I have lots of ideas. No, he's going to do the other show that they're starting with Zach.
If they're travel, we can have new hosts in every location too.
Love. Yeah, she would be great at that.
That would be great.
Yeah,
you would.
I really would.
You really would.
I know.
We'll let Zach and Miley do an episode, and then we'll do an episode.
Oh my god,
we swap.
That is so good.
Miley would actually probably love to do something like that. It's not something I don't think she would ever think for herself to go do.
No,
but
she'd love it.
She loves to travel, and she's so adventurous. Like, I actually think she would love that.
That's the key, and that's what we try to do. Is like at the end of the day, Zach's an actor. He's not a host. He's not doing all these things. Totally. It's like, how can we make it feel like this is us just traveling and having fun?
Yeah.
And that's when I think Miley would enjoy it. It's there's not a ton of crew. She's not being told what to do. It's just like, there's some cameras in the background capturing what we're learning in real life. And that was always our goal.
Zach, I feel like Zach was around a lot there for a hot second back in the day.
I've known Zach since he was a teeny little thing. And when he would steal Brazen's, what were those little shoes that had the wheels in the bottom?
Oh my God, you love those. You love those.
Oh my God. He didn't have a favorite runners. And I'll never forget, he took Brazen's, and the Brazen was like, I want him back. And Zach zipping around.
I'm sure he never got him back either.
It's so funny. It's so funny for me to think of Zach as like a man.
Oh.
I mean, for real. I see him and I'm like, oh my God. Time went so fast.
Well, also, Miley, I think, is my age, but I remember the first time I met her was at some premiere. I was 12. And I swear she was just so mature. she's been on TV
Yeah.
and I remember seeing like, oh, you're my age. Like I look
Yeah.
like a baby. It was
So funny.
I hope that photo never resurfaces. Let me check it.
We're gonna find it.
No,
We're gonna find it.
And when
No.
Molly used to live down the street from here, Zach was always there.
Always over,
Yeah, because Liam,
Yeah.
him and Liam were buds, and so yeah, known Zach
too
forever.
Fun fact: I never watched High School Musical. I've never seen it. Isn't that crazy?
You should watch it. Well, the first one's hilarious because it's like one of those old Disney Channel movies that we grew up with, like Look of the Irish.
When Disney was good.
Yeah, it was honestly like one of those. Second one, they got better at acting, but the first one, the acting's awful, which is so fun.
For some reason, it's the best one.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
And then the third one was like an actual feature film, so
Yeah.
they're fun to rewatch. And the cool part, like the music holds up.
Yeah.
Some of the
I
music's
gotta
good.
watch them. Miley was even in the second one.
She was.
I know, but I just never. I don't know.
That was in Utah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
St. George.
There was a rock climbing show on HBO that Jason Momoa did. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was called like The Climb, actually.
Yeah.
I was
Was
like,
it?
oh, let's should have used The Climb. Did you like that? Did you like that show?
So I only watched like an episode, I think, but I knew that show was coming out because they were reaching out to my friends that are rock climbers,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew one of the rock climbers that went on the show.
Okay.
I think the concept's incredible. It's just those shows are hard.
Yeah.
Adventure space is hard in
I
general.
know. I liked it. I
Yeah.
thought it was cool.
It's hard now. Like to sell a travel show would be a miracle. Like it's hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds expensive.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I don't know. It's tough because rock climbing is a lot like surfing, where there's like
It's very niche.
it's niche,
Mhm.
and there's it's like you don't want to sell out if you're one of the best people, and
Totally.
then so it's just for a competition format, it's hard because it's such a there's all these climbers are different skilled.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I need to watch it. I need to watch it all.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about rock climbing really. So I was just interesting and stuff to watch. I
I'm
could never do
obsessed
it.
with this dog.
I am obsessed too.
He is too cute. I can't take it. He just is like snuggling closer and closer. It's so freaking cute.
I just love dogs. Okay. We love to talk about love on this show.
Yes, we
it's
do.
Tish's favorite topic. We'd love to hear a little bit about your girlfriend and how you guys met. Also, I don't know if you know this, but Dylan is like the heartthrob of this season of Traitors, and he's broken girls' hearts all over the country because he has a girlfriend. So I would love to hear how you guys are navigating that, how you're navigating that, and about your girl.
We're from the same hometown and everything like that. Like we went to different colleges, and then like the best. I think the reason our relationship works is she's not in the industry at all. Like she had a social media for a bit and was just like, why do I even have this? It's like, it doesn't do anything for me. And now I'm getting anxious that people are reaching out to me and stuff like that. So she's off social media.
Wow.
She works a full-time job. And it's like, I think that's why it works is we just have our relationship and we don't put it really out there into the world.
Mhm.
And I think that's the best way to do it.
All right. Well, we have a game we like to play called What's the Tea?
Ooh, all
So
right.
like a little bit of rapid fire. It's not that crazy.
Let's do it.
There used to be stakes where you had to smoke weed if you didn't want to answer, but Tish is sober now, so we don't do that. It's not quite as fun. But if there's anything you don't want to answer, we can just skip it.
No, I love it.
I think you have the first
Okay, great. What's the craziest thing that happened while filming Traitors that didn't make it on screen?
It's not the craziest thing. I think it's the moments that we all just laughed and bonded. So I'll see if I can even set the stage, but Boston Rob had a really funny one. Do you remember the trivia one where Danielle was putting her name on and
Yes.
off? The very last question of that, Boston Rob jumped up before the question was even asked. I think Alan said started his riddle 2 words. Boston Rob jumped over because he was a traitor and didn't want anyone to win.
Uh-huh.
So then he's up there trying to figure out which urn he's going to grab. And at the last second, there's only 5 seconds left. He runs to the other side of the stage and his foot goes through the stage and he fell down. And then like holds the urn up and his belly was hanging. It was like everyone was just belly laughing. And he would like, that's a moment where like, that's the Boston Rob I know, that he's so self-deprecating, but like making us laugh. So that all got cut out. But the best part is we had to shoot it over again.
Oh,
And he just leaned into it. He literally fell down again.
Oh my God.
Did it all. I couldn't even breathe. I was laughing so hard.
That's good. We need bloopers. From
Yeah, we
Traitors.
really do.
Oh, that would
We
be
really
so
do.
good. That would be
Like
so
Tom
good.
Sandoval singing, like
Oh my
there was so much more that the audience didn't get a seat of that.
He
Like,
is such a
That
character.
would be fun to see
the whole
bloopers.
cough drop bit where like Alan does a rule read, and then we have an hour till he starts singing. But as soon as Alan read the rules, we cut, and he immediately runs to the medic and is just like, medic, I need a cough drop. And he starts doing the vocal warm ups and the whole like, he was just, it was just classic Tom.
That's
it was
hysterical.
so funny.
I would love to see some bloopers from that. Okay, if you could switch lives with any contestant from Traitors, who would it be?
Maybe Bob the drag queen.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, when he, like a day where he's on tour with
When is
Madonna.
Misguided gonna make her appearance?
We're building it up.
You have
We'll
to.
see.
You have to.
We'll see.
That's Dylan's drag queen alter ego. That Bob the drag queen gave to him.
I remember you telling me that.
I got
Freaking- you have to come on
honored with a
Revolve or
name.
something.
So
That would be so freaking funny.
It's too good.
what style do you think I should go with? Like, because I think a little punk one would be
That
fun.
would be good.
Yeah.
You know who would be great at all the creative for this is my sister.
Yes, she would. She would.
That's her
oh my
specialty.
God. She'd love nothing more.
Okay, we'll
to
need
create that.
I'm sure
feedback.
she's got it all at the house.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
garage.
okay.
Anything you
Absolutely.
need,
Okay.
it's there.
What's your guilty pleasure TV show that no one would expect you to watch?
I have a few. well, the dumb one is anime. Like I still watch anime. I don't know why. My
Okay.
brother hooked me on Naruto, and I was like 8.
Do
So
you
that-
play video games?
No.
Okay, then that's okay.
Yeah.
It can only be
it's
one.
only one. Yeah, I don't play any video games. I
Yeah.
played the N64 back in the day.
Yeah.
No video games, but I'll watch some anime. I like fantasy books, so I like just finished Fourth Wing
I'm
and
obsessed with them.
ACOTAR.
Yeah,
That's
love that.
I
those-
have the second one in my room right now.
They're
Like,
great.
yeah,
Which one? What? Fourth Wing
is
or?
it not Onyx Storm? Iron Flame? Is that the second
Okay,
one?
yeah.
I'm on book 2.
Yeah, Onyx Storm's pretty good.
Well, said the third one's boring.
Onyx Storm?
Yeah.
My issue with these is like they're fantasy that involves sex. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of sex scenes. And then as you get, it's like the first book of the series, they build up one big sex scene and everyone's like, whoa, that was cool type thing. by the third book, it's almost every other scene's a
You're like,
sex
we
scene.
get it.
Yeah. So you want plot, you want something to happen. And then all of a sudden she's like messing with this junk under the dinner table and they're
Oh,
both
yeah.
rock hard. And you're like, no, like just move on with the plot.
Seriously.
I don't need
You're like,
another one.
Give us some battle scenes.
Yes,
like,
enough
God, no,
sex.
That's too good.
That is hilarious.
That is funny. Okay, describe your personality in 3 words.
Curious, adventurous, and goofy.
Those are good.
Those are really good. Okay. What's a secret Zac would tell us about when you travel?
About you.
About you when you travel. Like, is there any?
like weird shit you do?
Yeah.
Besides watch anime.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like we used to road trip in that van together and we'd
Did
spend like a week on the road together. So it was always more like, I feel like Zac's very much my big brother, but
Yeah.
but there's also sometimes where I'm the big brother.
Oh.
And when we're in the van, like I'm driving, I'm keeping the car clean, Zac's spilling smoothies in the back. So it's more just like our dynamic. It's either
That's funny,
we're either having a
actually.
blast or we're at each other's necks.
Oh my
So,
God.
That's pretty typical.
Yeah.
That's just totally siblings
Have you ever played a prank on Zac while on set?
or anyone else.
You know, one that was fun. It was more to my dad though, but Zac was involved. Do you remember there was a show on MTV where one of the guys from Jackass did pranks?
Yes. What was it called?
I don't remember, but I would watch
I
that
wasn't
show.
allowed to watch Jackass. I feel like I wasn't supposed to watch Jackass. But yeah, I do know what
Yeah,
you're
so
talking
he
about.
had pranks that I would watch this show and I loved it. So I did all those pranks to my family. So like one of
family.
so one of them was you put cream cheese, you shave off a deodorant and you put cream cheese in it.
Disgusting.
That is disgusting.
So yeah, they put deodorant on his cream cheese.
Oh my
That
God.
is nasty.
So nasty.
So I did that one. The other one I did was you get hole punch or like a hole punch paper, like all the little circles,
Oh,
like
yeah.
confetti, and you stuff them into a car when the car's off, like the car air vents.
Oh.
And then you put them all in the filter. Then
Genius.
when the car's off, you blast AC. So it's as soon as the car starts,
And then it all just-
all the confetti shoots out.
That's good. That is really good.
I got my dad with that one, and he comes home. I'm like at home. He comes home from work, and he's just like acting like it's a normal day, like doesn't bring it up.
No.
And I'm like waiting.
Like,
I'm
so,
like,
did
I'm
anything
waiting to
crazy
get in
happen?
trouble. Like, come punish me. And then he's just acting like nothing happened. I'm like, what the hell? Did it not work? And then he turns around. He has curly hair too. And I see the confetti still in his hair after a whole day.
And you're like,
Yeah, so what's in your hair, Dad? And then finally he cracks. It's like, I hate you.
I'm cracking up.
oh, that's too good.
That is good.
Those are fun. That's very much I like pranking. That's my sense of
I
humor.
can
Oh my
tell.
gosh.
Yeah.
I bet your parents were so over.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that
sure
very
it's
much.
hilarious. Yeah. What's the weirdest thing a fan has ever said or done when they met you?
Sometimes it's when they don't say anything because
Oh,
they're
right.
nervous. And they're just like, ah.
Okay, I think that is absolutely the weirdest, strangest thing. Like when people come up to Molly and are just like, "Hey, Molly, how's it going?" Like she loves it.
Yeah.
But when people come up and are just like,
Staring in your
or
face.
like, it's so weird.
The one that always makes me laugh the most is when, and it happens to my brother, like not so much me, but it's when they go up and say like, I don't really know who you are. And and like, I'm not even a big fan, but my sister is. Can I have a photo for her?
It's so
And-
insane.
And I like understand on like a psychological level. It's like they're trying they're probably uncomfortable asking.
Sure.
So then they're trying to like make it look like it's not a big deal, but then they're not thinking like, you're insulting my brother.
Totally insulting.
Yeah. And
Yes.
like, if you don't want the photo, go away. It's like,
Yeah.
stop bugging me.
No, I know. I've heard that one so many times from people, and it is like, wait, what? Like,
It's a lot.
It
It's like a
is.
quarter of the time is like, hey, I don't really know
Oh,
who you are, but
totally.
I should get a photo with you
Yes.
because someone I like has.
it is so weird.
Yeah, just shake our hands
I'm
and
like,
be
do not do that. That is just very not okay.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time.
Who was your celebrity crush growing up?
easy. It was Emma Watson.
Oh,
Well, that was the
that
Hermione.
tracks, yeah.
Hermione.
Her little Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
So cute. And what's your dream show to star on? It can be old or new.
Is this like reality or like
Either.
Anything.
so like for real life, I really liked Dirty Jobs.
What is that?
Dirty Jobs is Mike Rowe, who I think is the best host that's like ever been a host.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, so he just would pretty much
He does.
yeah, the dirtiest jobs in America.
Yeah.
So it would be like a
Oh.
pig farmer in Ohio.
Yes.
And they would submit like, hey, you should come like work a day on our pig farm. And he'd be like, sure, let's do it. And then the camera just follows him for 24 hours learning about this guy's job that he
That's
does every
cool.
day. And it was such a cool format for me that it really shaped how I like making my content.
Okay.
That's
So-
awesome.
Really cool.
That would be one. And
All right. And you have another one?
I was gonna say like if it was like a movie, I would like
Oh.
like something like Onyx Storm, like being
Yeah,
cast in like a
something
big
fantasy.
fantasy
I know. I
movie.
always said like when I was young, I was always like, I want to be an Avenger. Like that would just be like the dream
it would
job.
that would be cool. Avengers like too much green screen. I think it would be awkward.
Now, right? I mean, like I don't know. I always loved like the early ones with
Or
Robert Downey
Twilight.
Jr.
Twilight run through the trees in
I
the
auditioned for
Twilight.
Twilight.
You did?
Yes,
I don't
for
remember
Dakota
that.
Fanning's role. I wanted it
Ah.
so bad,
Well, I'm sure.
but Dakota, like, how
Yeah,
are they
she
going
got
to say
everything
no to
back
her?
then. She still
I know.
does.
I think I also auditioned for Nikki Reed's role before Dakota's.
Okay, I
I
can
know. I
see
was
that.
desperate to be on that in that
Yeah.
movie. What's something on your bucket list that you're dying to check off? Whether it's like a travel destination or something you
Yeah.
haven't tried yet.
One is just getting my skydive license. I don't know how I haven't done it yet. It's just like I just need to find the time to do it.
How many times have you been skydiving?
Probably like 10 at this point. But it's always with someone on my back, and I just feel like a baby that's helpless. I'm like,
Oh my god.
it's so not fun. I have a 200-pound male behind me, and just like
Yeah, that would suck.
I jump out and I'm crying. I can't see anything. And it's like I want to do it where I feel cool, like James
Yeah,
Bond, and
yeah.
like can do a backflip and stuff.
What's the like criteria to get that? Is it
There's different. You can do it really quickly.
Must
You
have-
just need, if you have an open week, I think you're gonna be able to do it. Like you just have to go out to, I think it's called Paris in LA. It's like a middle of nowhere, but you just go there, commit to it. You learn everything. You're gonna be diving in a week.
No, thank you.
no wonder you weren't scared of the helicopter.
Yeah.
He's like, I've skydived 10 times.
Yeah, that's crazy. A reality show you'd like to be on besides Traitors?
Like Survivor was my like childhood dream, but then on Traitors I just got to play with 4 of like the all-time greats, so it was pretty cool. But I think something like Survivor would
What
be
about
fun. Alone's,
would you ever do that?
yeah, I would have done that like 7 years ago, I think, maybe
Okay.
5 years ago.
Okay.
Alone would beat me up though. I think I'm a
Really?
little too like,
Really?
I was like, I could say I was a dirtbagger back in the day. I was living in my van. I was rock climbing every weekend. Now I'm like a very much an LA version of a
I need a
dirtbagger.
shower every
Yeah,
night.
so
You're a-
like
you're a bougie
I'm a
camper.
bougie camper now. Most
Okay.
time, I'm not doing as much backpacking at car camp. And
Exactly.
Okay.
so if I was on Alone, I don't know if I have the skill sets to actually like thrive in it. I'd really have to dedicate some practice, and I don't think I'd last.
That show's gnarly.
But yeah, I think Survivor, like some version of like an Amazing Race where I can travel with a best friend and just have fun. Like
Yeah,
I
that'd
want,
be fun.
I want like an experience.
Yeah.
I love experiences, learning something new.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
What's your favorite role of Zach's that he's ever done?
I did really like The Greatest Showman. That's up there. Iron Claw, I think, is his
That
best.
might be my
Yeah,
favorite.
that's his best acting. Like that was so sad as like a
So
brother.
sad.
He was called. You know, it's really sweet. I've never actually told anyone this, but like Zach and I talk a lot. We live in different spots right now, but like we talk a lot. And in hindsight, when he was filming that movie, he was calling me almost every other day. And I didn't even put it together because he had filmed back-to-back movies. And then I realized he was calling me super often when he was filming that. He's like, yeah, this movie's really hard. I'm just calling to catch up and stuff like that. And I never put it together until after the show came out. Because I knew it was about brothers and stuff like that, but it didn't click for me that he was calling me so much during that because he was so emotional. I was
Yeah.
like, that made me,
It was a
it made me
sad
tear
movie.
up.
Obviously, it's a story that people knew already, but to see it, I don't know. Did you ever see Iron Claw?
No.
Oh, it's so good. You
Yeah,
would
need to
love
watch
it.
that.
Be ready for it.
Dickinson's in that too,
Yeah.
and I'm obsessed with him.
I
Did
need
you
to
watch
watch
Baby Girl?
that.
I haven't seen it yet.
What is it?
Baby Girl.
Baby Girl.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
You think it's that good?
People love it. No,
I went into it. I was like, I don't know. Did not do it for me.
I feel like women like it. Is that bad to say? I feel like
My favorite Zach movie is Charlie St. Cloud.
So that's up there with me too. Another like brother one.
It's so good.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying this because I'm a DJ, but
DJ movie,
The DJ movie
yeah.
was something about your friends.
yeah, We Are Your Friends.
We Are Your Friends. Yeah, Zach played a DJ. I'm like,
That
get
is
it.
funny.
Iron Claw is so good. You have to watch.
I've
I
heard it's
loved
great.
Murder at the End of the World that Harris Dickinson was in. Did you ever watch that
No.
on FX?
He's a great
It's
actor.
amazing.
And he's good in Baby Girl. I don't know what it is. It's just I don't believe the age gap or something. And it was just like it felt like I was watching a weird porn. And I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm good here. I don't like
I
this.
could see that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, last one because we got to wrap
What's
up.
the best piece of advice you've ever received?
It has to be just about like believing in yourself. Like there's 1,000 ways to say it, but like I think through a lot of the sports I do, through everything we do on social media, like just being able to stay true to who you are and don't worry about what other people
Totally.
want you to do, what other people's opinions of you are, but like really having confidence in yourself to just believe in yourself. I think that has to be it. I don't know who would have told me it or anything, but that's the thing that I think is most important to me is in advice.
I think it's so hard. I think for like I see kids these days growing up in the whole social media world.
Mhm.
And it's so like we get a lot of people writing in asking how to do that, to say, to not compare themselves to everyone else,
Yeah.
which I think would be really hard
It
in the
is.
world we live in. But you're right.
And I think, look, there's probably a reason I didn't have social media till I was 25, and you might have felt this too. It was like, it's hard when you're, I was a little brother of Zach. It was like, I liked my private life. I didn't want to be famous.
Yeah.
So then, I don't know. I didn't start like getting confident on my social media and stuff till I leaned into who I was, which is like, I don't need to be an actor. I don't need to be that's the thing. I'm just going to put what I love out there into the world. And that's my thing. It's
Mhm.
like, I do a lot of cool shit outdoors. Like if people want to follow that like that. And I found my shtick, which is like, this is who I am. I'm going to
Yeah.
endorse people to go learn something new, to go travel and experience. So I think that was like a big thing for me, is realizing I can just be myself and be confident in myself.
I love that.
I love it too.
Oh, great. Well, Dylan, thanks so much for being on
Thank
our
you
podcast.
guys.
This
Yeah,
was so fun.
it's fun.
It was so fun.
I can't wait for our show, our season 3 countdown.
Let's do it.
She's been saying this for so long.
Literally,
I
since
think
season
we
1,
can
I'm like,
make it.
they need a female on this show, and I'm perfect.
Yes, you are.
Okay, well, I hope we see more of you in the future.
Same.
And thank you for coming on. And stoners, sorry we didn't get to DRMT today. We just had so much fun talking to Dylan.
We did.
But make sure you guys are sending in your questions for DRMT. You can email them to sorrywe'recyrus@gmail.com. They can be videos. You can just write in whatever you want.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
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 This podcast has been brought to you by Podcast Nation and Hopetown Entertainment.